Alright, we are live, everyone. This is Zenith Online Racing, Tier 2. We are at Russia this week. This is the second last race of the season, so a lot to play for here for a lot of guys. Obviously, the championship wrapped up quite a while ago. Strike just ran away with it. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be some fun as well. Alright, JXW is the first car on track running a hot lap here, so let's ride with him. Yeah, flying solo tonight, so it's gonna be tough to keep myself in check. Tend to get lost sometimes. Need someone else navigating, but it's not a big deal really. I don't mind it. I'll get into it. Approaching some traffic here. It's Eric up ahead, and definitely wants to get out of the way there. JXW. Still keeping it clean so far. Very easy to invalidate a lap around here. Every one of us probably done it during a qualifying. JX makes his way down the back straight, long, windy DRS zone. Looking a little overcast here in Russia for the qualifying session. A little bit of rain hanging on in the background there, so maybe an omen for the Grand Prix. Perhaps even rain during this session. Who knows? JX kept it tidy all the way around. He's only got a couple corners left. Nice time, 32.8. Let's see if we can find someone else coming around. So we have Mercedes of Scavney. It's Scavney. 33.2 for Scavney. So Samago's 32.8. Samago's pretty quick around here, so JX's time actually looking pretty sharp. Bark's with 32.8 as well. Wow, 3 drivers within 3 hundredths of each other. It's pretty impressive. Coxie and Soy on the tires up. Jenner on the hards with a 35.1, and then Soy and Coxie a little bit off the pace there on the mediums. Arrow with a 33.5 on the mediums. Relatively competitive time. Definitely capable of taking pole on the softs, I would think. Someone else. It's gotta be Bobby. Looks like he's just about finishing his lap. Let's check in with him. And Bobby played a round of golf last night. He's probably feeling pretty relaxed heading into qualifying after that. Alright, 34.8 for Bobby, so he's quite a ways off of Arrow's medium time, 7/10 off of Axton's. Arrow just way ahead on those mediums. All the medium runners quite a bit off. And out lap. What else do we have out here? This Jinnit will be on a push lap because he's almost hard. And he's got his engine turned down, so come back to him. Eric also going slow. Most of these guys. Oh, Axton. Oh, Axton! You know. So I jumped on board with that, and it looked like he was cutting the corner to try and save some time getting back to the pits, and then completely underestimated how much grip he would lose and crashed out. I wouldn't say that was an intentional crash. That looked more like oh, I'm going to save some time here, and then absolutely paid the price for it. So, in the words of the legend Fernando Alonso, got him. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see who else we can find. I mean, Stewart it, but I mean, we already crashed out. It's kind of funnier almost. It's kind of better that way. Ooh, Wolfsburg runs very deep there. Just jumped on board with him. Looks like he was just starting a flyer. His lap still counts though, so you can always put something on the board for now. Just checking out that chat, see what's going on. I don't think I've seen any comments yet. Looks like it's going to rain. Yeah, it does. That's what T-Money said. The only comment so far. But it did, but now it looks like it's kind of clearing up. Not too sure. At least over here it's kind of sunny. Russia already claims its first victim. Well, yeah. Well, Wolfsburg almost claimed too. That was close. Did go deep. I think that was Axton. Axton was getting greedy, trying to cut a corner to save time, and he absolutely just got he had no like grip, and the car didn't turn, and he went straight into the wall. I'd be interested to see if he pops in the chat and lets us know what happened there. I think he got busted though. That's my opinion. Wolfsburg finishes his lap. Obviously not a great time. He had a couple bad corners there, but at least he's got something on the board. Let's see, who else do we have here? Looks like Scabney on an out lap. Whitron, what's he doing? He's just starting a lap. I guess we can ride with Whitron. I think he's completed a lap. So, try to find someone else here. We got GP. Is invalidated. Infamous Pillars. Looks like he's putting the time on the board. Let's ride with him to the end. Yeah, GP doesn't have a lap time yet and invalidated, so maybe just struggling with the track limits at the moment. So Infamous Pillars with a 33.7. That's a pretty good time. Yeah, true. The brake pedal could have stopped. It looked like maybe he was just trying to like lift and not use the brake. It's entirely possible. Anyway, Infamous Pillars 33.7. Let's check in with another driver. See who we got here. So Wilco putting up a time. He is. Looks like he's up 4/10, which would move him up a couple spots. I think just one. So if you're going to need more than that. Let's see if we can find it here. It's the split time. Final corner, looking decent, 33.9, so not a bad time. Definitely got a little more time in that lap. I think he had a few slippery corners, so we can find a little more grip there and he'll be okay. Scabney starting a flyer. Oh, he's got his engine turned down. Magos, 32 flat, so he's going to the top here. 32.2 for Lacuna, that's a pretty good time. Coxie with a 32.3, so looking pretty competitive up at the top there. Coxie with a pretty good lap time. That's very competitive compared to the rest of the field. Currently Aerostrike sitting in 9th with 33.5, so see what he can do. I think he is on a lap, and he's invalidated this lap though. Just turned it down. Maybe this is the outlap, I'm not sure. We'll check in with him in a minute. Infamous Pillars invalidated as well. So, who else do we have? Scabney, invalidated. Tyler looks like he's on a lap. Let's ride with him. Such a drone. Alright. Final corner. Good traction off the corner there. 32.9. So that probably found another 10th there on the exit. Looked pretty sharp. Good lap time for Tyler. Let's check in with Arrow Strike. I think Arrow's going for it now. Probably. Arrow is pushing now. Let's ride with Arrow, the championship winner for Season 2 of Tier 2. Well, I mean, it's Season 3 of Zenith Online Racing, but it's the second season of Tier 2, so this is back-to-back now for Arrow. Definitely needs to improve there if he wants to compete at the front today, or at least from the start of the race. We know he's always capable of competing at the front. Baselogs has retired. I don't even think he set a lap time either. Oh, it looks like he's crashed, actually. Right on the long left-hander there. Well, unfortunate for Base Dogs. Obviously was one of the top guys for most of the season, and then he switched over to a new wheel, and it's just taken a long time to get used to it, but definitely seen some glimmers of good pace there, so I'm sure he'll get the hang for next game. Probably help learn the branding game on a new system. Here comes Arrow into the final corner, using all that track. 31.9, first guy into the 31s. Arrow Strike goes to the top. Found a lot of time in that third sector. Good on him. That was a hell of a lap there at the end. Terminal Dady on the out lap, so he'll be starting a flyer soon. And a Haas, a Red Bull moving through. That's Soy on his out lap. Who is the Haas? It's there? No. It should be. What, Romney? He's also on an out lap, so. Wolfsburg. He's just making a shot to see what he can do here. Needs a big improvement. Took that corner, very nice. Got himself a little extra time, and he jumps up ahead of Jennett there. Only 18th though, so have a lot of work to do in the race. So Lobo starting a lap. A lot of traffic here. It's actually catching Park School, gets out of the way nicely. Flag, someone's gone off. And it looks like Soy has invalidated his lap somewhere. Not sure what happened there. I missed that. I was distracted by the yellows. GP actually going extremely slow here. I think he's running out of fuel as well. But he has gone fastest. He must have just taken as little fuel as he possibly could and thought, I'll go for it. 31.9 for GP. Edges out Arrow by just 200s. Did not catch that. Infamous Pillars is he on the back right now? He just started in. Checking with him shortly. Split Romney. 33.1 for late Romney. That goes into 10th, so that's a pretty good lap. Definitely in a position to be starting like 11th, 12th perhaps. Getting tire choice would be not too bad here. Miss Pillars now on his push lap. Looked like he almost cut that, but I think he just got away with it. Right, only 30 seconds to go in qualifying here. See if we can get some of those 31 lap times up on the board there at the top. Should have a nice run of cars coming through. You can see a lot of cars moving through the second sector right now. Right, 32.4 for Infamous. Let's see what else we got here. Dark School is just about to finish a lap. Not sure who's ahead of him there. Sorry. Dark School was a bit deep there. 32.8, so pretty good time. Probably lost a little bit on the end there. A few cars coming around the final turn now. Bobby's invalidated. Tyler. Oh, I think he just cut it, Tyler. Oh. That's a good time, too. So, not many guys out right now. Lacuna just coming towards the end of his lap. And then, 32.2 for Lacuna. Scabney, who's on an O lap, obviously not going to get that one in. Oh, it says O lap, but I actually put it on the board. It's 12th for Scabney. So, not a bad spot to start. Infamous Pillars. Validated, so he'll be 7th. Alright, that's it. Zimaglis reclaims pole position here. Look at how tight that is. 31.939, a 31.945, and a 31.962 in the top three there. This is going to be a really fun race. Aerostrike in 3rd, Lacuna's 4th, and Coxie is 5th. Get the rest of the order in the next menu. Take a quick break after that. I mean, look at the gaps. What else can I say? Even the top 10's only a second out. So, that's a pretty long lap. That's competitive. That's extremely competitive. So check out the chat here. It's Eric 6, Infamous 7, Bark School 8th, JX 9, Bobby 10, Tyler 11, Scavney's 12th, Lit 13th, Terminal 14th, Mario 15th, Soy 16th, Axon 17th, obviously crashed, Wolfsburg 18th, Jeanette 19th, and Pace Dogs last. Dry race, by the way. Alright. Arrow, Jeanette, Zimaglis for podium. That's a fair guess. Right, should be taking a quick little break here just so everybody get their strategies set up. And it looks like everyone listened. No one has readied. Perfect. Alright. Be back in a brief moment. Looks like we're about to get things underway. Formation lap will be starting shortly. So, yeah, penultimate race of the season. It's been a very good season, actually. I've had a lot of new guys come in, a lot of transfers and stuff. Midfield very competitive here. There's a few guys out in front who just seem to have just a bunch of extra pace over a lot of the other guys in the field. So it seems always the same guys up at the front every week for the most part, but the rest of the field is extremely competitive. It's been a lot of fun watching this season. So looking forward to tonight. Russia, always an interesting race. Not much room for error here. Then obviously next week we will be in Brazil. For the season finale. Which we thought would be a nice way to end things. Brazil, I think it's a good one. A little bit of a throwback to the final race of the season. You see a lot of dust off the line there. Just watch some of the drivers come through the field and just see a bit of dirt getting kicked up. So a lot of guys, if you're noticing as we're jumping through the field here, a lot of guys wearing black helmets tonight. That is in support of the protests in America right now. And good to see guys in the field supporting that. Been a bit of a somber mood the last little while. America dealing with a lot right now, so I think everybody just feeling a little more connected than usual, and obviously it's a very important movement, and if you haven't done your research and viewed the resources, there are plenty out there available. We can post some of those in the description of the video here. On that note, I'm not going to call the first lap. I'm just going to go silent here and follow the action. We'll be back for lap 2. Alright, so we are under safety car conditions. Looks like GP's opted to pit here, so has terminal 80. A few guys dove in. It looks like a lot of guys have decided to stay out. I think if you're sitting in the midfield anyway on the sauce, probably a good idea to get off of those. The medium's more than likely to last the end of the race here. It looks like GP needed a wing anyways. There was a lot of contact on the very first couple corners there, so a lot of wing damage. We saw Toro Rosso turned around sideways. Obviously, that must have been an aero strike. So the championship winner sitting down in last at the moment, getting a wing repair, and now leaving the pit lane. Looks like he's actually got one of those spots back. So. Dog's up to 14th, not too shabby. Getting a lot of places just by staying out of trouble. We got JX up into 5th. Let's check out the position changes here to see how many spots these guys get. So JX has gotten 4 positions, Scavney 5, Soylip has made up 7 places, Axton has made up 6, Wolfster has made up 5, Pacestock 6, and Jeanette 4. Obviously, GP, Infamous, Arrow, probably all caught up in that incident there. It looked like there was 5 cars abreast going down the opening straight at one point, and then yeah, too many cars through the next couple kinks, and it just didn't go. So Mongols is still leading the race, looking pretty sharp so far. 16 people tuned in. That's quite a bit. I think that's the most we've had in a while. It's good to see. Welcome back, everybody. Everybody's been on vacation, I guess. The viewers taking a break. Let's get back to the front here. So definitely another lap to go under the safety car here. Someone has pit. We got 2 cars pit actually. Eric and Infamous have decided to pit. We're going to go to the back. Not sure if they had damage, maybe. Sort of a penalty there as well. Maybe they did collide, I'm not sure. Anyways, back to the front. So yeah, Zamago's pretty strong here. Focus has really good pace around Russia, and obviously looking sharp here so far in Tier 2. Just filling in for the night. Hasn't been racing much lately, though. He's been busy working, and I guess he's feeling it. That is one of his best tracks, so it always helps. Alright, imagine the safety car is coming in this lap. We should see those lights shut off in a second. And see a notification down at the bottom of the left that it's coming in. There it is, safety car in this lap. The lights are off. Smogulus will take control of the field now. So Kuna is sitting in a pretty good spot here. It's probably one of his best races. If he can maintain the top 3 here. Obviously a long way to go. Get back to that shot. It's the best one we got. So Zamoglis. Safety car is heading to the pit lane. It's not quite in there yet. I think now he would be safe to go whenever he feels. Looks like he did it nice and consistent, and looks like the guys behind managed to hang on. We are off. Back racing here. JX got a good restart. He's right on Coxie. Dark School very close as well, so the top 5 kind of breaking away here on the restart. JX taking a look, not close enough though. And here comes Soy Loco, peeking at the back of Bobby here. Going around the outside. I don't think he's got enough pace to get there though. He's taking a look. Bobby just barely keeps it on the road there. Yeah, the top 8 looking pretty racy here. And then a bit of a drop back to Axton. I think he's probably just been making his way through. He'll surely catch those guys. Let's get back to Scavney. Sandwich between the McLarens. Side by side here, the McLaren and the Mercedes. And it looks like Bobby almost had him. Oh, sorry, it's Bark School. Bark School manages to hang on. Scavney almost through. 6 places he's made up. Let's check in on those tires. So Wolfsburg, the highest of the medium runners at the moment, sitting at 11th. That's not too bad. Soy is all over Bobby here. Pulls to the outside. Sorry, the inside. Bobby on the outside trying to defend. They come wheel to wheel here. Soy just leaves enough space. Bobby had to shove his way back on, and Soy just popped out of the way. Here comes Axton as well. We got 3 cars here coming around that hairpin. Axton trying to get by. He's almost through, and he's not quite. Bobby manages to hang on. Here comes Axton down the inside, and he's through. Axton beginning his charge now through the field. See how far he can go. Great action here. You can see all these cars within a couple seconds of each other here. Zavaglis with a good lead though, 2.4 seconds up. Let's get back to the front here. We got JX and Coxie pressuring Lacuna. They need to get through here so Zavaglis doesn't run away with this. Comes Scavney. Goes around the outside of Bark School, has the inside of the next corner, and he gets it done. JX now. Trying to capitalize on this scrap between Coxie and Lacuna. Someone's gone around his pace dogs, it looks like. DRS is enabled, so this is going to mix things up even more. JX doesn't look like he's close enough, and neither is Coxie here. But behind, we got quite the scrap brewing. From Soy and Axton all over the back of the McLaren and Scavney and the Mercedes. Soy almost pushing that McLaren through the corner. Ooh, nearly contact there. Oh, is that Bobby? Oh no. Sorry, Bobby, I think was at the back there. It looks like Bark School trying to defend that. Goes down the inside. It looks like he got it back. And then behind, it looks like we got a bit of a scrap brewing with Wolfsburg and Mario, too. Here comes Axton. That DRS, he pulls ahead. Should have it into the corner. He does. Let's jump behind. Bark School and Soy. Soy's got through there. No, he hasn't, sorry. Oh, Soy's gotten very deep there. Manages to hang on to that. Bobby could not capitalize. Oh, and there's a Renault cutting the corner there. Right off the... Oh, Soy with a big power slide there. That's going to compromise his run down this straight. see if Bobby can capitalize. Here comes Lit Romney as well, right on the tail. Just has to back out of it. There's nothing there. These two are too busy dueling it out. Oh, that was a late move. Oh no, he's contacted. I just think Bobby wouldn't have thought he would be there, and he ends up putting Lit Romney sideways. And he's having a hard time getting turned around there. That's very unfortunate. It was ill-advised, I think, to send it there. I could see why. I think he felt he had the grip, but I just don't think Bobby would have expected it. Anyways, Axton now applying the pressure to Scabney here. So Axton scampering off towards the podium here. Sends it late. Did he get it done? I think he did. He got that move done. I did not think he was poised for an overtake there. Excellent move. He is on a serious charge. Bark School can do anything from behind here. I don't think he can. Let's check in with Jinnit. He's all over the back of Wolfsburg here. Making their way towards turn 2, I guess. And then behind Aerostrike looking to make a move on GP, it looks like. Can't quite get through. We got a VSC actually. I was wondering why everyone looks so slow all of a sudden. So someone's gone around. I think it's Mario actually who's crashed out. Not sure where. Missed that. Oh. Is he just going slow? I don't know. Don't see him anywhere. Anyways, Zimaglos with a hell of a lead here. 5.8 seconds up on second place Coxie. That is incredible. So we're back racing. Let's check in behind here. Looks like Jinnit's got a good jump. Oh, GP's actually caught Jinnit out, it looks like, and almost gotten through. Not close enough. Oh, Axton now ahead of JX. So JX had a moment, I suppose. Something has gone wrong for JX. He's struggling. Does he have a puncture? I think he may have a puncture. Yeah, that looks like a puncture to me. The way he has no grip. So, 9 laps and a puncture? That's pretty surprising. Bobby, Soy, and Bark School here. 3 abreast as they head into turn 2. Who's going to come out on top here? Looks like... Oh, contact there! Bobby nearly lost the car and trying to save it just slammed into Soy Loco. So I think that's got to be... Oh, and there's Soy into the wall. So Soy now hits the wall and he's damaged his wing. So here comes Bobby. It looks like Bobby just lost the car and then hit Soy. Oh, Soy runs very deep again. So Soy definitely gonna need a wing change here. I think Bobby as well. Checking out some other battles. Bobby just smacked into Soy and ended up hurting himself. I mean, he made the mistake, so it's fair that he was the one that came out worse off, but still frustrating to see when they're having a nice scrap like that. You just don't want to see these guys make any mistakes. You want to see it keep going. And Arrow makes his way by Tyler there. Makes quick work of the driver on hards. Wolfsburg and Soy look like they're going at it here. Soy. Yeah, Soy really struggling here. He's dropping places. He's going to have to pit, no doubt. And he does. Bobby has also pit, but Bobby made it in safely. I think Soy ended up getting a little desperate to try and save time, and ended up costing himself even more. Which is something you tend to do once you're running brakes. You feel like you have to overdrive it. So, Park School, the low McLaren in the top 10 still. Sitting in 5th. Then we got GP in 8th. Aerostrike is about to make a move here. Around the outside of Infamous, and I don't think he's going to get it to... Oh, he might into the corner here. Yeah, he's got that inside line. Good move from Aero there to finish that overtake. And the two Williams drivers, Terminal and Tyler, behind. Terminal makes his way through there. Oh, Infamous goes very deep. And I think Terminal followed him too. Comes GP pressuring Wolfsburg now. Trying to get a move done. Not a great place for an overtake. This is a much better spot. And just behind it's Eric, lurking in the weeds. Trying to make a move as well. GP down the outside on Wolfsburg here and closes it off, and he's got the move done. Wolfsburg has to yield that, and it's Eric sneaks his way through as well. Nice move from it's Eric to take advantage of that. It's Eric now looking at the back of GP, trying to find a way through. Got that DRS, that's going to help him stay close. Not quite there. Park School all over the back of Scavney as well. He's not quite there either. So it's Eric on hards, 8-lap-old hards. I'm not entirely sure why you would put those on unless you started on the mediums and broke your wing or something. I can't see why. I feel that was necessary. Zenith picking up penalties. And runs wide again. It looked like anyway. Comes Axton actually. Axton pressuring for P2 at the moment. So I'd be pretty surprised if JX got a puncture. These other guys are still scrapping 10-lap-old softs. It looks like Coxey going to head into the pits here. And Axton follows him in, so neither driver going to get the advantage here. Scabney has jumped in as well. So the pit stop train has started. Park School into. Zenith is going to... Zimaglis too as well. So Zenith's going to take the temporary lead of the race. Zimaglis well in front here. Where is he going to come out? He's going to come out behind a few guys on older tires, including Aerostrike, who I do not believe has to stop. So Aerostrike a few spots up the road, and he's good to go to the end of the race. Zimaglis on fresh mediums, stuck behind Pillars and Wolfsburg. Where did the other guys fill out? Coxey and Axton down in 10th and 11th, so they got some work to do as well. Park School got another car stuck between him and the other guys, and Scavney in 15th, so a lot of work to do for the former front runners. They're going to have to fight through some traffic to get back up to the front. Good news. I guess it's not terribly easy to overtake here. This could be bad news. I think Aero might be in a pretty good spot here. Because behind he has Infamous pressuring, but ahead he's got 5.5 seconds, so you can really just kind of put the hammer down and get on with it. See if he can make up some ground. DRS is extremely hard to break though. Infamous applying the pressure behind, and Wolfsburg is overtaken by Zimaglis. So Zimaglis on the charge now, heading back towards the front of the field where he feels he rightfully belongs. Infamous Pillar starting to lose a little bit of time to Arrow here. Can Arrow do enough to break this DRS in the next sector? Infamous Pillar's gaining. All the time you break away from someone, you end up losing it so quickly. Here comes Tyler. Oh, in the back of Wolfsburg. I think he just tagged the rear there. It might have cost him a bit of damage. Looks okay. Jump back to Infamous and Arrow. Infamous picks up a penalty there, cut that corner pretty egregiously in 3 seconds for multiple warnings. I think he's got a couple so far. I think he had a few last week, and I remember him fighting with Arrow, but had way more penalties, so was nowhere near by the end, but nonetheless put on a good show fighting with the race leader and championship winner, Arrow Strike. It's Eric is, there's a bit of lag going on here, but he was closing that gap to GP on those hards, so maybe he has enough in them. Infamous still trying to hang on to Arrow here. Arrow desperate, trying to get away, but he just can't seem to break that DRS. Once he does, I imagine he'll pull away quite quickly. But the other thing too, that it's kind of hurting Zimaglis. Infamous kind of being pulled up the road by Arrow, and Zimaglis is not able to catch them. He's actually losing time on fresher tires, which is pretty surprising, I have to say. I mean, he's making up a lot of time here in this part of track, but on those DRS straights, he's really falling away. I think he's got in the DRS now, though. He's close anyway. He's very close to getting into DRS, and that's going to help him a lot. If he gets into the DRS, I think Arrow's in trouble. Looking ahead, Eric actually does not need to stop again, especially on the hards. So I guess GP also does not need to stop. Janet will, because I believe he started on those tires. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm actually curious. I have no idea how this is going to play out, actually. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, and I can't seem to place my finger on who exactly has control of this race. I mean, you have to say Zimaglis just based on the pace, but he's quite a ways behind. He's got a lot of work to do. Those tires are only going to be great for, a certain amount of time. Eventually, they're just going to be sort of even with the guys ahead. They don't wear terribly. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Coxey nearly put Wolfsburg into the barrier. Not that was it. Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. I cannot believe what I've just seen. That is so unfortunate. Coxey just making his way back through the field there. I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. I think it's just, that's on... Coxey, to me, was in a straight line braking, and it looked like Wolfsburg kind of came into his area, and the rear of Wolfsburg's car caught the front left of Coxey. I mean, for it to tear off that easily is pretty shocking. There must have been some contact earlier that maybe weakened it a little bit, but that has to be extremely frustrating for Coxey. He really did nothing wrong there. It wasn't like he was fighting and sent a late move. It was just, in the braking zone of all places. To have your wheel ripped off, that's got to be infuriating. Nonetheless, Wolfsburg, solid, clean driver. Just a little bit of a mistake, no big deal. I'm sure Coxey knows that as well. Although I'm sure I'm sure he's fuming regardless. So, a bunch of cars here trying to get by Wolfsburg. Barkschool's through. Here comes Lacuna and Scabney. Let's get to this broadcast shot. Whoa, Scabney with nowhere to go. Looking for some room here. Whoa! Insane stuff here. Wolfsburg trying to defend that. Goes around the outside, and he just can't find the grip. Scabney does get through. And here comes JXW as well. He sneaks through. So some crazy position swapping there. Weaving everybody jockeying for a good spot into the corner there. Some excellent action down here for the final points. Up at the front, Eric is still pressuring GP. He's really giving it to him. And I have to say, advantage to Eric here in this situation. That's probably why he put the hards on. But, I mean, the mediums will last till the end. I know that. Like, those guys that don't have to pit, Aero and GP, they can go to the end. But how much pace will their tires have? That's the question. And it's Eric. I have to say, at this point, there's probably a crossover point coming soon where it's Eric who's going to be able to capitalize here, and I think he actually might be able to get ahead and take P2. Sorry, P1. Because Jinnit, I forgot, had to pit. So Jinnit into the pits. Let's see where he's going to come out. Looks like Infamous is going to get through. Tyler will get through as well. Axton might be close. Jinnit has been released. Let's see where Jinnit filters out. Axton's going to clear him. Jinnit should clear the rest of the guys behind, though. So Jinnit's going to be right at the back of this pack on a fresh set of softs. That's going to work out nicely for him. He'll have a few cars to pick through and a little bit of space between them all, too. So once he does get through, he's not going to be struggling with DRS trains. So this could actually work out quite nicely for Jinnit. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Looks like Pace Dogs has crashed out. JXW is retired in the pits. So Terminal and Barkschool now scrapping. Barkschool's through. Much fresher tires. Let's get back to the scrap for the lead. That's GP and it's Eric. And Aerostrike is 4 seconds off with a 15 lap old set of medium tires. So, gotta say, Aero will probably close because these two are sort of battling. Aero definitely has more pace than these guys, I would think, on any given day as well. So Aero should close, but with the DRS thing, I don't know if he will. And Zomoglis looks like he is 2 seconds off of Aero at the moment. So I don't know if these guys are far enough ahead to hold on to 1 and 2. Because really behind Zomoglis, there's really no threat back there. I mean, Jinnit is going to be really fast, but 18 seconds adrift, I'm not sure he's going to make that up. At least for the top 2. But if I'm it's Eric and I've got anything to use, I think now is the time. You want to get through before Aero and Zomoglis catch up. Because those hard tires are going to be playing to your advantage in the next few laps when the mediums are starting to fall off. I think this now is the time. That would be my advice. Here comes Jinnit, absolutely flying here. Axton's not going to waste his time fighting that. He knows Jinnit's just going to breeze right by. And obviously purple as well. So Tyler is next on the hit list for Jinnit. It should not take long. Imagine he'll be through and on his way to Zomoglis in due time. 8 seconds from Zomoglis at the moment. So it'll be a while, but I think he will get there, and I think Zomoglis will be feeling that pressure a little bit. It's Eric using that DRS, but not close enough for the overtake, so maybe down the back straight's a bit better of an opportunity. think it's Eric. Definitely want to definitely take a shot at it this lap. He needs to get through there before Aero and Zimaglos get too close. Again, though, if you do overtake GP, you're just going to give him DRS and let him tow behind you as well. So it's really tough to say, but I would think that the tire advantage goes to Eric at this point, this late in the race. These medium 17 laps, I know that they do last. They'll last to the end, but you know, they're not going to be fantastic. And I think these hards will be holding up much nicer at this point. Here comes Eric. He's close enough to think about it. He's going to go around the outside here. They're wheel to wheel. Can GP defend it? Oh, Eric nearly loses the car on the exit there. Couldn't get it done. So GP's defensive line pays off. Puts Eric on the back foot and just couldn't get the move done. Though I would say game on now. Eric is close enough to get the overtake done, and he appears to have enough grip to do it. So the pressure is on for GP. Not close enough here, so he'll probably hang on to... Well, he's actually kind of close enough. He's thinking about it, but no, just backs out of it. Good decision. But behind, we've got Axon all over the back of Tyler here. Is he going to make a move? He's going the long way around into the second turn after the DRS zone. Yeah, Tyler just tucks in. He knows it's over. Here comes Bark School with that DRS. Is he going to make a move here? Lacuna just breaking that slipstream at the last second there. Just kind of make sure. And then behind, we got Infamous making a move on Soy. And they're wheel to wheel. Oh, Soy nearly closed the door there on Infamous. I think Infamous had to lift out of that. It was a very close call there for sure. Good decision from Infamous to lift out. Spark School. Oh, he runs a little wide. Picks up a penalty there. So that's going to hurt him. I think that's a couple for him now. Here comes it's Eric on GP. So I think they touched. I just got on board. Oh, Eric. Oh, my. He's lost the car. I think he's managed to save that wing, though. He did make a bit of contact. So he nudged into GP's rear tire. Sent himself a fishtailing. And then on the recovery, hit GP again and then completely spun. He got completely sideways there. So now Aerostrike applying the pressure to Eric. GP, in my opinion, did really nothing wrong there. So fair play on him just to scamper off and continue to build that gap. Eric, the responsibility on the overtaker to get the move done, and unfortunately he hurt himself more. So can Eric do enough to get away from Aero now? I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from Aerostrike on with DRS now. Maybe. Again, those tires are going to help Eric at this point. These 19-lap-old mediums aren't going to be doing great. And just checking on the gap there, Jinnit is down to almost 3 seconds behind Zimaglos. I think on 2 or 3 laps ago it was 8 seconds. So he's just eating time off Zimaglos there. And Zimaglos really has not closed on Aero like you'd expect on the fresher medium. So, you know, I think Aero... Zimaglos starting to take a little bit of time out now. But, again, those mediums are getting pretty old on Aero and GP. So, this is where Zimaglos is going to make up the time. So 7 laps to go. Actually, it's going to be about 6 laps left now as GP comes around the final corner. So your leader is GP Colin in the Ferrari. It's Eric in second. Aerostrike is third. Zimaglos is in fourth. Giving chase, and there's Jinnit. He's taking another second out of him. He's 2 seconds off now. Axon behind in sixth. And that Red Bull. Just behind him is Tyler in the Williams. And then we got Lacuna and Barstool going wheel to wheel here into the final couple corners. And leaving plenty of space there is Lacuna. Good stuff from him. Barstool not able to get it done, but Barstool's got that DRS now. Let's watch this battle, see if either driver can separate themselves from the other. Comes Barstool around the outside, Lacuna defending the inside. Late on the brakes, oh, and he goes very deep there. Barstool gets the move done, and I think fair play, though. Lacuna obviously pushed Barstool wide, so... Wow, excellent move from Lacuna to take that place back. That was a hell of a move into the braking zone there. Great stuff. And here comes Barstool. Now they have gone wheel to wheel here. I think both drivers realized that that move wasn't fair, but, you know, Lacuna had pushed Barstool off. Barstool had gained the place, and then Lacuna took it back fair and square, so I think they're back on even terms here, and there's some great wheel-to-wheel racing going on with these two. That has been a nice display. Obviously, Lacuna making a mistake there, pushing Barstool deep, but both drivers did well to recover from that and not overreact from it and just carry on dueling it out, which is really good to see. Here comes Lacuna with that DRS. Is he going to be able to do something into the braking zone? He's thinking about it. Gets very close to the back of Barstool, but can't get it done. Almost pushing him through the corner there. I think they did just touch a little bit. Behind, Lit Romney and Infamous side by side. Lit Romney trying to defend that. Does well. Sticking to that inside line. Can he keep the place? He does. Goes a bit deep to cover it off. And gets a good exit out of this corner. He should be okay, but Infamous Pillar's going to be absolutely flying on those soft tires. Here comes the DRS. Infamous. Yeah, he's going to have this done pretty easily, I feel, especially into the braking zone. Not going to be much Lit Romney can do. So, yeah, Lit just tucks in smartly. Let's get back to the battle at the front here. It's Eric. Is now caught back up to GP Colin. And he's brought a little friend. His name is Aerostrike. And he's here to party. And, sorry I missed this, but Janet behind has caught, not only caught him on this, but he's overtaken him. And he's almost built the gap back up. So, Janet, very upset he didn't get an invite to this party, has just shown up, like your weird ex-girlfriend, and he's here to party. And he doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Yeah. I don't think I've ever dropped an F-bomb on the air, but it's the second last race of the season. We're having fun. But yeah, I have to say, top 5 now, all going to be within DRS range of each other very shortly. We're going to have a hell of a scrap here to the end. It'll be very hard to look away from this one. Let's get back up to this scrap. Here comes Aerostrike looking to make a move on Eric, and he does down the inside late. Oh, and he's gone super deep trying to get that move done. I don't know that that would count, just for the simple fact that he did go off track to finish it. I don't know. But I think Arrow's going to take his chances at this point. It's not like he's got a championship to lose or anything. Eric probably just going to have to wait his turn now. But the race is on. And GP, I have to say, power to GP, staying very poised up at the front there. He's got 3 of the fastest guys in this group on his tail. Aerostrike, the championship winner. Eric, multiple race winner. And Janet, obviously, one of the fastest guys in Zenith Online Racing. Races every single race, pretty much, because the man loves racing, as you can see. And Zavagla's not far behind either, so pressure on. Who's going to come out on top? Eric doing everything he can to defend from Janet here, but I just don't know how he can, on hard tires, defend from a guy on fresher softs. It's pretty much a done deal for Janet here. I think he's going to have this place into turn 2. And if he just takes it one at a time, he could get there. Yep. He's just carrying so much more speed, and he's going to have a huge advantage on the brakes, too. And you see him just straight down the inside, keeps it on the road, and that move is done. Excellent overtake there from Janet. Behind, we have Eric trying to fight it back, but I just don't think there's much he can do at this point. And Janet's going to have that DRS still because he's so close to the front 2. So it's going to be good news for Ginit. Let's get to Lacuna here and Infamous. They're going wheel to wheel here into turn 2. And just behind is Scabney as well. Can Scabney do something here? No, he can't. He tucks in. So Infamous has to yield a little bit there to let Lacuna take that position. And they're still wheel to wheel here through this hairpin. And I think Infamous might actually have a shot at getting this back. No, Lacuna with that inside line does very well. Let's get back to the front here. Ginit looking for second place here. Aerostrike trying to defend it. Ginit not closing as much as he would hope. Maybe thinking turn 1 might be a better, or turn 2 might be a better spot. Aero gets on the curving a little bit. Unsettles the car, and now Ginit right on his tail. Here comes Ginit. Gets a good exit here. I think he's going to have a crack at this into turn 2. Just behind, it's Eric and Zamaglos, not far off either. But for now, it looks like Ginit and Aero. Aero's closing on GP as well, so... Oh, Aero goes very deep there. He's going to have a very bad run here, and might be Ginit's best chance. Is Ginit going to send it down the inside here? No, he thinks better of it and tucks in. Oh, and he has to lift there. He got a really good exit on the apex there, and he had to lift because Aero's car was just in his way. But very close call for Aero there. He ran a little deep. Now Zamaglos picks up a penalty, so that's going to hurt him. Aero runs deep again, so those tires must just be really falling off at this point. And Ginit's got about a lap and a half to get this done. Can he get to first? Aerostrike with that DRS is going to get a huge advantage on Ginit here down the straight. I don't think Ginit's going to be able to... He just can't close. Ginit's just kept his battery reserve low, trying to make sure that he's got it for the main straight here. I think that's a good decision. He gets a really excellent exit. He could even take a shot at GP, as GP does not... Oh! Aero hit the wall. Aero has lost his end plate, and now Ginit sends it down the inside, knows he's got more grip as he saw Aero hit the wall, and Ginit gets the move done. So it's a one-lap dash for Ginit. He has lost DRS to first place. He's not going to get it here. He's going to have to work his way back in and gain that DRS down the final DRS zone to get the final move done for the win. Can Ginit do it? Here comes Aero and Eric. They're not close enough, so it looks like Ginit is on for a potential first place here. The guys behind are left to duel it out for second. Or sorry, for third, because first and second will be GP and Ginit, one way or another. Let's get to that broadcast view. You see those cars tucked in behind, applying chase. Aero is just not going to have the pace to keep up now. He's going to be under threat. See if Eric, maybe knowing that Aero has damage, can think about getting on the brakes late and just trying to send a move down the inside in the DRS zone. So we'll stick with the GP Ginit battle. We'll try to keep an eye on the guys behind from this view. It's hard to see what is going on, but Zamaglos looks like he's making a late charge here, trying to get an overtake done. Let's get back to these guys. Ginit with the DRS. He's sent it. I think he's got the move done. GP has lost first place. Ginit has overtaken him for first. Oh, and Zamaglos is off. Into the wall, it looked like. So, runs very deep there. And it looks like GP will come home in second. Aerostrike looks like he will be third, and Eric will be fourth. Obviously, they will actually be 1, 2, 3 once we take Ginit out. But, oh, GP's lost it! What on earth has happened to GP Colin? Is he out of fuel? I have no idea what's happened there. But GP has lost it on the penultimate turn and spun the car, and he's actually lost a place. So Aerostrike actually is going to win this race. After all that, Aerostrike wins the Grand Prix. Zamaglos brings it home in second. He won't count, neither will Ginit. So our actual 1, 2, 3 right now is Aerostrike, Eric, and GP Collins. So GP hangs on to a podium, but threw away a race win. What on earth was he thinking? I don't know if he tried to send it on Zenith down the inside and got contacted, or maybe just spun it on his own, or I really don't know what happened there. But GP had 25 points in the bag and now drops to 15 in one corner. Unless he had a bunch of time penalties that I've missed or something, but crazy race. That was excellent, start to finish. Lots of action through the field. Good drive from all those guys. Let's get these guys in for an interview. We'll review the order first, and then I'll send those invites. Alright, Arrow wins, Zamago's second, Zenith's third, Eric's fourth, GP fifth, Axton is sixth, Tyler is seventh, Scavney is in eighth, Bark School's ninth, Lit Romney rounds out the top 10, Lacuna is 11th, Infamous Pillars is 12th, Soy Loco's 13th, Bobby is 14th, Wolfsburg is 15th, Terminal is 16th, JXW is the first of the drivers that did not finish in 17th, Pace Dogs 18th, Coxie 19th, and Mario 20th. That is it. Let's get those invites out. Get these interviews underway. I have to say, I'm pretty excited to hear the thoughts of the top 3 Tier 2 finishers, because they were absolutely dueling it out for most of the Grand Prix. And I think GP, I just can't wait to hear how... Is it sad? Is it sickening that I want to hear how upset he would be? But I don't know. I don't know if that's twisted of me, but... Let's see if we can get him in. There's Arrow. An invite to him. GP Colin. And it's Eric.
I know.
You already know, eh?
I know.
Did you send
there
it?
There was a little... There was just, you know...
You just did it for pride, eh?
Yeah, and, you know...
It didn't matter. You didn't need to. I couldn't believe it. I looked back and I saw you sideways and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, I felt that Zenith had moved over enough. And for a second I thought, you know, he's going to let me go back past him. I was wrong. But I went for it, and yeah, it cost me. If you ain't fucking trying, then you ain't racing, right? What was it that Senna said?
If you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome. Honestly, yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, why? Like, you just you just threw away 10 points there, but
yeah, I know.
I mean, at the same, yeah, I've been there, man. Sometimes you just make those decisions like in the heat of the moment, and you're like, you look back at it, and instantly you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
I feel that I actually came out lucky. It didn't cost me more.
No, you're lucky. It didn't cost you more. I just thought you were fucked at that point, to be honest. And that's my third F-bomb tonight, actually. I don't know what's gotten into me, but anyway, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. He must have tried it and lost the car or something. But
retouched.
Anyways, we'll before we open the floor for everyone, we'll jump to Arrow quickly, and just gotta say congratulations. You win the race.
Yeah.
Which was pretty damn impressive after what happened on the first couple corners. So how you feeling after that? I guess I don't know. It's
Excuse me.
not the first time we've seen it, but still damn impressive. I didn't think you were going to get back to the podium, to be honest with you, and to actually win it is really surprising. So congrats on that.
Well, thank you for one. It is a little bit easier on this track in terms of like tire wear.
Yeah.
But overall, like for me, that was a really frustrating race. 'Cause I got spun twice, from no fault of my own. Just getting hit in the back and then spun around. Once on lap 1, turn 2, and then the second time was right after the VSC ended. Got tapped in the rear and then spun around. And I knew I was faster than GP too, in a straight line at least.
I'm sorry.
Right before the VSC came out, I was gonna pass him.
My cat just found an ant and he just threw it like 3 feet across the room. I have to kill it.
Yeah. But if that race was longer,
like
we would have had rain.
I found. Really, eh?
Yeah.
I did think it looked a little overcast in the. Actually, I better make sure he doesn't eat that now that it's dead. Don't eat that. Sorry, it did look a little overcast in the qualifying. I was wondering if there was like potential rain hanging around, maybe, but.
Yeah, but to sum up though, overall frustrating race. Still happy. Happy the result was there.
I mean,
by my side, I knew I had GP on penalties before he went for the move on the last 2 corners.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably not the most recommended decision. If I was the race engineer, I'd have been like, GP. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? You just cost us 10 points in the second last race of the season, GP.
What you want me to
Hell.
do?
Bloody hell. All right, and finally, the last guy in the podium here it's Eric, and just gotta say, I thought it was a little silly that you went onto the hards just because they're not really necessary here. But then towards the end, I was like, you know what? 23 lap old mediums, they're not going to be doing too well. But those hards probably held up a little bit better, I would imagine.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eric's tires were actually the fastest out of all 3 of us. That I know for sure, because I was actually struggling to keep up with you there a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I tried when I pit because I got damage off you arrow. Like, you know, when you spun in the first lap, I picked up.
My apologies, I had no control over that.
It's a racing incident, it happens. But yeah, I hopped onto the hards and I was like, oh yeah, these guys are pitting on medium, so I don't think that's gonna work out to the end. I thought I was gonna have the most grip, and that's why I stayed behind GP the whole time, to like act like if I was gonna overtake him, but you know, to make his tires get worse, and it didn't play out. So yeah.
You had me fooled.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried doing everything, but yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Honestly, there was just a lot of battles up and down the whole field, and then like you guys at the front too were pretty close for most of the race, and like it's just funny that the guys that got spun and like contacted with damage that pit onto tires ended up fighting at the front because you know, like through the safety car process. Yeah, like I mean, once you make your pit stop, you're already set. Like you can go to the end on the mediums here. It's just the tire wear is like non-existent.
Yeah, I never thought you guys were gonna be able to make it. That's why I pitted on too hard. So I was like, yeah, these guys' tires are gonna be burning towards the end. I thought I was gonna have the advantage, but damn.
I was kind of hoping or thinking that there might be a caution, and then I could, you know, depending on when it would happen, I would have jumped onto the softs if it was late enough.
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen too.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was worth the risk, and I know that JFD took his tires as mediums, God, 30 laps? No, there isn't even that many.
Or 20
yeah.
Wow.
But anyhow, I think he pitted on like the second lap. and he brought his mediums to the end. So I knew it was doable. I just didn't know if it was set up. You know, is my setup going to allow tire wear to be the same? I mean, as good? And I finished the race. I must have been around 48% probably ish on the left rear, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Look at Camden there, fucking posting his screenshot of his comment prediction of the podium. I mean, yeah, fair play, you called it, but he really wants everyone to know. Let's
Yeah,
get him in.
I
Let's
guess-
get him in here.
Almost in the right order too.
Yeah, almost in the right order. No, that was a good race though, honestly. Like, I actually really enjoyed that. Crazy incident with Coxie. Like, him and Wolfsburg were racing wheel to wheel, and then Wolfsburg kind of like moved over to, like, I don't think he meant to do it, but like under braking just kind of like drifted towards Coxie, and the rear tire of Wolfsburg caught the front left of Coxie and literally ripped his wheel right off. It was
Ooh,
like
dang.
simulation damage. Like, it was like pretty ridiculous. It was like, how did that happen? Like,
That sucks.
yeah, it was bad. One of those weird ones. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any other questions for each other. I know you guys kind of already.
Yeah, I just want to say, thanks, Coxie. Now I'm on top.
He'll appreciate it. He'll appreciate it.
Did you know I hit the wall with 2 laps to go?
Me?
No, Eric.
No, I think I was behind you. Wait, no, I don't think I
When
saw
Ginnett
it.
went by me, I hit the wall
Huh.
on the left-hand side
Yeah.
right before the pit entrance, and then he ghosted through me.
No, I didn't see that.
He didn't. I didn't see him go through. He looked like he was
Yeah.
just on. He was on the
You must,
inside.
you must have lost the front left end plate. I think I saw that.
I did,
Yeah.
and then like before the corner, he wasn't there, and then he just appeared on my screen, and then through the corner, he drove through me.
Yeah, I was having the same problem too. Like, I wasn't confident because I saw that there was a couple of guys that, I don't know if they were lagging or if it was me. I don't know if it was a server, but yeah,
No,
there was a lot of
there's no
occasions
server.
where.
There's nothing wrong with my connection. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, but like, yeah, I'm just saying, like
the joke
The
is
way-
I'm the host.
yeah, the way that we've got some guys like from Europe plugged in, like most of the
Yeah.
time their connections are good, but occasionally I find they get a little jumpy, and it's always like the worst times. You're like, oh, I'm fighting for the top 3 with a guy that's lagging. This is great. Like, it's not the greatest.
So what was the finishing order? I was 5th, but was there only,
It
was there 2 drivers that
I think
were...
it was Arrows
reserves?
and
It was
Mog.
me,
Arrows,
Zamoglos,
Zamoglos.
Ginnett, Eric,
Yeah,
you.
Janet, Eric, and then you.
Okay, so Zamoglis was
Zamoglos
as a
was
reserve.
second. Yeah, he was fucking quick today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took pole.
I was hoping you would have
6,000
caught
of a
me,
second.
so we could like draft each other up. But then, like when he got to like 2 seconds, he couldn't get any closer.
Yeah, I noticed that he was struggling to catch you even with the much fresher tires, and I was like, what is going on there? That's surprising. But
I don't know how I was able to pull away all the time coming out of the last turn going down the front straight. It seemed like that was the fastest part for me. Every time I come out of there, Eric would drop way back. I don't know if it was intentional, but same with Arrow in the last few laps. I was like, okay, I can stay in front of him down the front straight, and I just need to manage, you know, the middle section and then be aware in the third sector. I don't know if that was, if you guys were conserving fuel or if you were, you know, running the battery.
I picked up front wing damage. You know, GP, I think I would try to go around the outside of you twice. I think the second time I spun and then I hit the wall. So,
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost the end plate. That's why I didn't have that much strong pace anymore.
Okay. Yeah, and then I was surprised to see that you were able to stay out in front of Arrow because I didn't know you hit the wall. I heard Arrow say, Eric hit the wall, and I thought, oh boy. And then I looked
still
up and he was
faster.
still behind me.
yeah,
I was like, huh, okay, so he couldn't hit it too hard.
No, it was just light, yeah.
Then for me, the last few laps, I was sliding every corner. So
And Eric, when you did go into the wall, is it contact with me? Did I
No,
go into
it was,
you? Or?
It was me. I just lost the rear. Like,
Oh,
I tried to
okay.
go around the outside, and yeah, you're good.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I knew you were there beside me, and then you weren't. And
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to like make it stick on the outside, and then like I think he smacked like your rear left, and then fishtailed a bit, and
Yeah.
then on the fishtail like lost it on the next corner because the car hadn't like stopped fucking being unsettled yet or whatever. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up. I don't know if anybody wants to get anything in quick. Where are we going next week, Arrow?
Brazil.
All right,
Oh,
there we
That
go.
one's gonna be very, very fun.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good way to end the season for sure.
It'll be very close battles the whole race. With some rain at the end, right?
Of course.
Hopefully.
most likely.
Always rains in Brazil.
Yeah,
All right, Bigger, thanks for the
no problem.
commentary.
thanks, dude.
Thanks for stopping in, and good
Good
job
job.
tonight, boys.
Thanks.
We will
Yeah, good
catch you
racing,
next week. Season finale is next week. I'll be here for that. Sunday night, we've got the penultimate Grand Prix for the EU tier next Monday. The following Monday, which will be just a few days from now, is actually going to be the Brazilian Grand Prix of Tier 1. So Monday, we're kicking off the finale week of Season 3 of Zenith Online Racing. So I appreciate everybody that's been here throughout the season. Obviously, most of our viewers are the guys racing, so thanks to you guys for being here and racing every week. We pretty much have had full grids all season, which I think is really impressive. It's been a hell of a season, and I'm looking forward to the finale next week, and hope you guys have had a good time, and look forward to being with you in the future. Good night.